Tavern.
Yeah.
And I got some good special guests. I got Sarah Petit, a great singer. I got my friend Bob Schneider going on next.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah.
Then I'm playing my friend Anya Marina. She's amazing. And Bushwalla is going to come up and do a couple songs. It's going to be quite a night. It's tomorrow night at the Belly Up, and then headed out to Folk Alliance in Memphis. Maybe I'll see some of you guys there, and then I'll be at South by Southwest, and then we're headed to Australia. This is Stinky on the box. We've been in the Rugburns together for years, and he was so gracious to come down here tonight this late, and all the way from Greenwich Village, New York City, John Castro. I'll do one more song, I guess. I think I got time for one more. You guys have been great.
Then it's open season.
Oh yeah. You know, when I was a little kid, before I bashed open my head, I was an altar boy in the Catholic Church. And I went to a Catholic school, and one day I was walking across the street, and a fly landed on my head. At least I thought it was a fly, but it was actually a wasp. And I slapped my hand down on my head, and it stung me. And I pulled the stinger out, and there was all these girls in the crosswalk, and they laughed at me. They weren't yet Girl Scouts, they were called brownies. And the nuns took me in, and they laid me down on a cot, and they gave me some Benadryl because I had an allergic reaction. When I woke up, my mom was standing over me. She kissed me on the forehead right when I opened my eyes, and she handed me an orange-flavored sherbet push-up. And she said, "Steve, I just want you to know that I love you. I just want you to know, Steve, I want you to know one thing," she said. "I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be my friend." So years later, I went away to college. Now, I went to the University of San Diego. I studied political science and Spanish, so I knew I would not have a job, but at least I'd know why. Well, I had this roommate, his name was Todd, and this is before there was a lot of internet out there when I was going to college, so if you wanted to look at pictures of girls, you had to look at magazines. So my friend Todd had these 2 magazines he kept in a red bag, and we called the red bag the bag of porn. The acronym was BOP. Well, I'll never forget the name of the 2 magazines in the BOP. They're indelibly etched in my brain. Slick Slots and Prison Pussy. So one night, he was going out on a date, and he said, "Steve, I think tonight I'm gonna get laid, and I can feel it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna put the BOP underneath your bed." And I said, "Todd, I do not want the BOP underneath my bed. Slick Slots and Prison Pussy, no way." Because my lungs were collapsing a lot because I was allergic to everything as a little kid. So I said, what if my lungs collapse and my parents come down and they think Slick Slots and Prison Pussy are my magazines? My Catholic mom will just be so bummed. And he said to me, "Steve, your lungs not gonna collapse, I promise." And sure enough, he put the BOP under my bed, and that night I went out and my lung collapsed. I was rushed to Grossmont Hospital. They had to stick a chest tube in. It was about the 15th time my lung had collapsed. The doctor said, "You're lucky you're not dead. We have to perform what's called a thoracotomy." Thoracotomy is like open heart surgery, man. They cut open the side of your ribs, they scrape up the inside of your lungs to make it so the lung never collapses again. So my parents came all the way out from Palm Springs, California, and they brought a priest with them, Father Michael Murphy, our family Catholic priest. So I go in there, and the priest is praying last rites over me. And my mom says to me, just as they're sticking the IV in me full of Valium, they say to me, "Steve, you're gonna be asleep, you'll probably wake up in intensive care." And Todd was there, my roommate, and just said my mom's words to me right before I was passed out on the drugs were, "Stephen, we've driven a long way, so we're gonna stay in your room tonight." Well, the last words, as the drugs slowly sunk through my veins, I looked at the priest, thinking it was my roommate Todd, and I said, "B.O.B." and then I was out. So I wake up, I got chest tubes in my chest, I got tubes in my nose, I got tubes even where you go to take a piss. There's tubes in every part of my body when I wake up. And the first thing I do when I wake up, I look at my mom thinking she's Todd, and I said, "B.O.P." And she says, "You have to pee? Well, there's a catheter in you, it should be working." And then I said, "Back and forth." And the priest says to me, "You want some corn?" Finally, it was like I was the exorcist. And I looked right at the priest thinking it was Todd, and I said,
"Get the fucking bag of porn out from underneath my goddamn bed. Sluts, prison pussy."
well, he looked at me like I was the devil, and he wanted to put some kind of holy water on my head. And my dad leaned down at me right at that moment, and he said, "Steve, it's okay, son. I still love you." Besides, that Slick Slots was a pretty good magazine. Then he said, "I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be my friend." Yeah. Now as I stand here tonight on this lovely Saturday night, on the day I was born, I'm freaking out because I'm a February 19th baby, a Pisces Aquarius cusp. And I feel nothing but a lot of love in this room here. A lot of love in Rancho Bernardo. I feel it all the way. Man, I've played on the streets all through Ireland, all through England, all through France. I've had a lot of love, but nothing like tonight. And I feel it all the way down in my bones. And when I look you in the eyes, you feel it too, and I know you do. But I gotta tell you, there's nothing like the love I had for my dog when I was a kid. His name was Bojo. Oh, I love that dog, but I was allergic to him, and he would give me asthma attacks. And that's probably led to my lungs collapsing. One day I was playing catch in the front yard, pretending I was on the San Diego Padres, and I threw the ball, and it went over my best friend Moki's head, and my dog Bojo ran out to get the ball just like any dog would do. And you guys of the Sunset Sessions, there was a Cadillac coming down the road, going about 50 miles an hour. And I will never forget the sound of the skidding tires as it hit that dog that I loved. And I screamed to the woman behind the wheel, "Back up!" And she backed up, and my dog Bojo jumped up, and I carried him in my arms, and he snapped at me like he didn't even know me. His blood ran down my own veins. I ran into the house, I told my mom, "We gotta take Bojo to the vet." And she drove like she was Mario Andretti, man. My Catholic mother drove, and some young kid cut her off as she drove, and my mom did something I'd never seen her do, and I'll probably never see her do again. She flipped the guy off, but she used the wrong finger. This finger.
Go Winnie!
But we drove Bojo all the way in. Oh man, and he went into surgery for what seemed like 5, 6, 7 hours. I said the Our Father, the Hail Mary, every prayer I could think of. I told God I time travel in the future. Right then at that moment I time traveled. I was like Billy Pilgrim in Slaughterhouse 5. And I knew one day I was going to see magazines like Slick Slots and Prison Pussy. I made a deal with God. If you let Bojo live, I'll never look at Slick Slots and Prison Pussy again. Sure enough, the veterinarian came out and he goes, "Steve, Poltz, your dog Bojo, he's gonna live!" Woo! Oh my God, I was so happy. We drove him home that night, and as he slept at the foot of my bed and I sneezed from his little hairs that he had, I kissed the stitches on his little paws, and I looked at that dog that I love so much, you guys. Oh man. And I said, "Bojo, I love you, and one day I'm gonna play the Sunset Sessions, and I'm just gonna tell the people about you." And then he said, "Are you sure?" And then I looked at him and I kissed him one more time and I said, "Just because I'm in it for the long haul, I'm ready